Teaching the American accent to a Vietnamese speaker. Today, let's analyze a Vietnamese accent. We're going to study a voice recording from a student that came to me because she was dissatisfied with her English. She was educated at an American university. She's worked in management at a large U.S. company for 15 years, and she's lived in the U.S. for over 25 years. First, let's listen to her.
I always lead by example. With this, I work hard. I put my dedication to my company, focus everything on what I'm doing, put my heart into what I'm doing. I satisfy our customer, do a very good job for the company, and lead the team successfully. So for the last 25 years, more than 15 years, I'm in the leadership role, and I continue to do so until today.
Here's the analysis.
I always lead by example.
Lead needs to be stretched out more. Right now it sounds like you're saying leet with a T.
Lead by example. Lead by example.
It should be lead with a very stretched out E. So for the held D at the end of a word, you want to make sure you're holding your breath and not letting out a lot of air. So it's not leet or lead, it's lead. I cut off the air.
Lead by example.
Lead by example.
Lead by example.
Lead by example. Example actually has a G sound in the X.
By example. By example.
Not example, but example. You need to feel that in your throat. Also, the P in example is not supposed to be a clear P. What you've done is you made it a B, which is correct, but you omitted the held P.
By example. By example.
Not by example, but by example. So it should be exam, and then you let out a B. Example. So it's a held P and let out a B. Example. Also, instead of saying by example,
by example, by example,
by example, we want to say by example. So there's actually less emphasis on the word by than you've been giving it. This is related to the rhythm of English, where we don't put a lot of stress on function words like by.
By example.
By example.
I put my dedication to my company.
Instead of putting equal stress on put, dedication, and company, as you did, I put my dedication to my company. You want to actually have, I put my dedication to my company. So I'm going up on dedication and I'm going down on company. And I put less stress on the word put. So you need to have some words more important than others, and you need some up and down with the intonation instead of I put my dedication to my company. I put my dedication to my company.
I put my dedication to my company.
I put my dedication to my company. Now we're going to speak about the placement of your voice. I'm feeling that your voice is very much in the upper palate of your mouth.
I put my dedication to my company.
I put my dedication to my company. I'm storing the energy in the top of my mouth. But what you want to do for American English is actually place your voice, the resonance of your voice, in your chest. So instead of I put my dedication in my company, it's I put my dedication in my company. It's more relaxed. You need to relax the top of your mouth, your whole mouth, and your throat, and feel the sound echoing in your chest.
Focus everything on what I'm doing.
When you say everything, make sure the Y has a long E. I heard you say everything.
Everything on.
But we need to say everything. E, not I. Everything. Also, the end of everything has an NG. Focus everything on instead of focus everything on.
Everything on.
Everything on.
Everything on.
everything on.
Focus everything on what I'm doing.
You stressed many words equally. You stressed focus everything on what I'm doing.
Focus everything on what I'm doing.
You stressed focus everything, what, and do. I wouldn't do that. I would say it like focus everything on what I'm doing. I'm going to stress everything and doing more than focus. And I definitely don't stress what because that's just a connector word. Focus everything on what I'm doing.
Focus everything on what I'm doing.
Focus everything on what I'm doing. I also use some intonation on this sentence. I go up on the first half of the sentence and down on the second half. Focus everything on what I'm doing.
Focus everything on what I'm doing.
Focus everything on what I'm doing.
Put my heart into what I'm doing.
So what I heard was, put my heart into what I'm doing. I don't want to be so clear with the T in heart. It's not heart. It's just heart with a held T. In fact, here you might even link it to the next vowel and make it a fast D. Put my heart into what I'm doing. I don't want to stress my or into or what or I'm. So it's not put my heart into what I'm doing, but it's put my heart into what I'm doing. I stress heart and doing. Put my heart into what I'm doing.
Put my heart into what I'm doing.
Put my heart into what I'm doing. And when you say what I'm doing, you can take the T in what and change it to a fast D. So instead of what I'm, it's what I'm. That sounds much smoother and more soothing. What I'm. And at the end of doing, make sure you have an NG. What I'm doing. It's not doing.
I'm doing. I'm doing.
But doing. You need to use the back of your tongue. It might help to smile. Doing.
I satisfy our customer.
I heard something that sounded like, I satisfy our customer. You want to make sure you have the S in the middle of satisfy, not satisfy, where you hold your breath, but the opposite. You let your breath out on the S. I satisfy instead of satisfy.
I satisfy. I satisfy.
I satisfy. I satisfy. And for the word hour, which is a function word, you don't need to be so clear on it. It helps your rhythm if you just say, I satisfy our customer. So hour actually sounds like our.
Our customer.
Our customer.
Our customer.
Our customer. And for customer, notice that I go up, down, down. Customer instead of customer.
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 Do a very good job for the company.
The next theme we're going to talk about is vowel lengthening. Your vowels are very short so that it sounds like boom, 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 boom. So instead of saying, do a very good job for the company, I want to say, do a very good job for the company. So I stretch out do and very, even good and job.
Do a very good job for the company.
Do a very good job for the company. Company has that held P and then you let out a B.
Company.
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 Company or company.
And lead the team successfully.
There's that word lead again. Not lead the team, but lead the team. Really stretch out the vowel. Lead the team.
And lead the team.
And lead the team.
And lead the team.
And lead the team. And of course, successfully has an S in the middle. You need to exhale on that S. What I heard was successfully instead of successfully.
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 So for the last 25 years.
Again, we need to look at exhaling on both the S and the V and not cutting off or holding your breath. So for the last 25 years, I don't say, so for the last 25 years, but last, let out the air. Not 25 years, but 25, let your vibration happen on your bottom lip. The air comes out 25 years instead of 25 years.
So for the last 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 25 years. As for the word years, I'm hearing you say 25 years, years. But what we want to do is say years. So ye is very clear, and then ers is clear. Years.
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 More than 15 years.
Again, you need more F on the number 15. So it's not more than 15 years, but more than 15 years. 15 versus 15.
More than 15 years.
More than 15 years.
More than 15 years.
More than 15 years.
I'm in the leadership role.
You did a great job saying the word leadership. You had the right word stress. For this sentence, you need to have more L in the word role. Instead of saying leadership role.
Leadership role.
I want to say roll so that my O is very separated from the ul sound. Roll.
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 Roll. Also, the verb tense of this wasn't quite right. I would use the present perfect tense. I've been in a leadership role.
And I continue to do so until today.
And I continue to do so. You skipped the word to. I would say to like duh here. And I continue to do so. But you can't just skip it. And then on the word until, you skipped the L. You said, and I continue to do so until today. Until today. It needs to be until. You need to feel the back of your tongue sticking out here. Until today. Have more air exhaling on that L as well.
And I continue to do so until today.
And I continue to do so until today.
And I continue to do so until today.
And I continue to do so until today. Great job overall. I know English is really hard for Vietnamese speakers to learn. I'm sure I would be terrible at learning Vietnamese. In fact, I did try to learn it. I went to Vietnam last summer, and boy, it was hard, and I don't even remember anything. On the other hand, we can improve your English. We can address all of these issues and many more. So don't worry. We're going to improve your English and make it sound great.